Today is Friday, May 13th, the year 2022, Anno Domini, the year of the Lord. It was on this day, 105 years ago, an amazing event took place in a little town in Portugal named Fatima. That was the Blessed Mother, the Mother of God, the Mother of Jesus Christ himself, came to earth and visited 3 young shepherd children. This is now known as the apparition of Our Lady of Fatima. Hi, I'm Father Rocky, and I'm glad to be with you today. Tell you a little bit about the story, and you can read more about it later on our Miracles, Mysteries, and Mary promotion. In the background, you see a picture of Our Lady of Fatima. You've seen it many times in the Family Rosary across America during a candlelight procession at that shrine north of Lisbon. And the Blessed Mother appeared to 3 children. They were young. One was named Lucia, and her 2 cousins, Francisco and Jacinta. They were all under 12 years old. I think Jacinta was 7 years old, and Francisco was 8 or 9 years old. And the Blessed Mother asked them to pray the Rosary daily and to pray for the conversion of Russia, and asked the children to come back to that same spot every month on the 13th day of the month. And during the course of those apparitions, they would pray the Rosary, and our Blessed Mother would reveal some things to them, as well as prophecies. And she promised that on the 13th of October, she would work a miracle and give a sign so everybody know that what the kids were saying was true. And that was known as the miracle of the sun. There were 70,000 or 100,000 people who witnessed it. It was in the papers the next day. It even made the New York Times halfway across the world. Among other things, Our Lady asked for the children to pray the Rosary every day and do penance for the conversion of sinners, so that the Great War, World War I, would end soon. And she asked that Russia be consecrated by the Holy Father to her Immaculate Heart in union with all of the bishops around the world. It's quite an ask for 3 little shepherd kids. And if that didn't happen, that Russia would spread her errors throughout the world, entire nations would be annihilated, and the Holy Father himself would have much to suffer. And all those prophecies came true in the 20th century. Here you see a beautiful picture of the children back in 1917 in their traditional garb as country children. They were shepherds, and they had deep faith. And what's amazing is 2 of the children have already been canonized as saints. They were canonized 100 years later on May 13th, 2017 by Pope Francis. And what's interesting about the canonization of Francisco and Jacinta is never before have children been canonized as saints unless they were martyrs. We had St. Maria Goretti canonized. She was a martyr. She was 12 years old. We had St. Tarcissus. We had St. Jose Sanchez Rio. They were martyrs. But there was a debate in the Vatican whether or not children who were not martyrs were capable of heroic sanctity. And this question was solved by St. John Paul II, and said, yes, children are capable of great sanctity. He beatified them, and later Pope Francis, in the year 2017, went to Fatima and canonized the 3 children. And there you see pictures of the children as represented there at the shrine of Our Lady Fatima. I took those pictures myself, the ones with the halos, when I was there back in 2019. Now, it's really amazing about this prophecy is what happened on May 13th, 1981. Some of you watching this now were not alive. I was very much alive. I was a senior in college. I'd just been in Rome the month before. Ronald Reagan had just been elected president, and he had been shot. He was recovering in a hospital. The primate of Poland, Cardinal Stefan Wyszyński, was on his deathbed. And the head of the Soviet Union, Andropov, had mounted tanks on the border of Poland. And on May 13th, 1981, the Feast of Our Lady of Fatima, a would-be assassin named Mehmet Aliajka gunned down St. John Paul II in St. Peter's Square. It's like amazing. That doesn't happen. But miraculously, St. John Paul II recovered. He would later say he felt that one finger pulled the trigger and another finger guided the bullet, and that was Our Lady of Fatima who guided the bullet, because he should have died. And then there's an iconic picture of St. John Paul II at the prison a year or 2 later with Mehmet Aliajka forgiving him. And then in Drew's book on Divine Mercy, he tells a story about how Mehmet Aliajka years later converted, confessed his sins, and became a Catholic. It's an amazing story. If you ever go to St. Peter's in Rome, in the square, look on the right side of the square near the big Bernini fountain for a little white marble plaque in the pavement. And in Roman numerals, there you see it, it says May 13th, 1981. That's exactly where the Pope was shot. They rushed him to the Gemelli Clinic, and thank God they saved him. And that was kind of a fulfillment of that prophecy. And then I think the whole church took Fatima even more seriously. A year later, St. John Paul II went to Fatima, and he took the bullet that the doctors had removed from his insides, his intestines, his stomach, and it was a 9mm bullet, and he placed it right there in the middle of this crown. And the crown is in the museum there at Fatima. I took the picture before the nun who was giving the tour said no pictures. By that time I had the picture. That's what you're looking at right now, because I said I got to see it. That's an amazing thing. And that's the crown for Our Lady when they have special occasions there. So since that time, St. John Paul II has been to Fatima. Benedict XVI has been to Fatima. Pope Francis has been to Fatima. And recently, Pope Francis consecrated Russia and Ukraine to the Immaculate Heart of Mary in union with all the bishops all over the world on March 25th. And we carried that live on Relevant Radio. Folks, we're living truly historic moments. If you ever get a chance to get to Fatima, I encourage you to go there. I've been there once. It was a dream of mine to go there. And there's a beautiful church there. And there's a lot of faith and a lot of devotion. Every evening there's a Corpus Christi procession. There's an outdoor candlelight procession. But what's most important about Fatima is the message of Our Lady. Pray the rosary daily and do penance for the conversion of sinners. Think about that. And by doing penance for the conversion of sinners, pray the rosary daily, guess what happens to you? You will be joyful. Joyful. You will be full of joy. So thanks for joining us on this May 13th, the feast of Our Lady of Fatima, as we continue to pray every day on the Family Rosary across America on Relevant Radio. And may God bless you.